Okay. We're going to call in Archangel Uriel. So just relax. Take a nice deep breath. Archangel Uriel, I call upon you now. Breathe in, Archangel Uriel's beautiful golden light for wisdom, information, knowledge, understanding, and compassion. Archangel Uriel, please surround us with your golden light. What information or attunements do you have for us tonight, Uriel? Passageways. He's showing passageways. There's words that have to come through. There's feelings that have to come through. There's understanding that has to come through. It's as if we are all walking down corridors looking for the light at the end of that tunnel. Know that this has come upon us now. This feeling of completion, a feeling of enlightenment, a feeling of holiness that comes upon us now with the ability to solve our problems and move ahead with joyful hearts. My hope and prayer is for each of you to become that font of wisdom, to allow yourselves to open up to receive, to allow yourselves the opportunity to begin the process over and over and over as many times as is needed, to begin again and again and again, to not give up in the face of defeat or in the face of obstacles, but to press forward, knowing the truth will set you free, and that we are here tonight to speak of truth, to bring truth to the forefront, to make you see, to help you understand, to let you understand, to allow you to understand, to grant you that wisdom, to know the truth, to know how it frees you, to feel free to use truth as your sword, to cut through illusion, to cut through fear, to cut through doubt, to cut through all those lower vibrating energies that have bound us to a place and a state of sadness. Let yourself be free from that now. Pick up your golden scepter. Allow yourself to ascend those golden stairs. Allow yourselves to be draped in golden cloaks now. Receive the crown of wisdom upon your head. Take a deep breath, please. See Uriel before you now, holding a golden crown above your head. And let him place that firmly on top of your head, this golden crown of wisdom. He says he brings you joyful news. This is a time for us to feel full of hope, full of love, full of life, full of energy, full of all good things, with Mother beneath us supporting our every need, and Father above funneling down inspiration, ideas, energy, solutions. These are all creative projects underway now. Your wisdom will open the door for more creative pursuits to pursue you, that you might be found, that you will be sought out, that the wisdom will find you. Know that this crown is like a beacon upon your head, so that all goodness can flow to you. And it is my honor to open that doorway for you tonight. In gratitude and love, I thank you. Deep breath. Now we've got Raphael and Uriel in front of us too. One over here and one over there. And we call upon all the angels, archangels, ascended masters, beings of a high vibration, our higher selves, our body's higher selves, our spiritual support teams, our ancestors, our animal spirit guides, and our elemental friends to gather now around in the safe and sacred space. In gratitude and love, we thank you. Take a breath. Relax. Woo, okay, we're going to unmute for a moment to talk to each other. I can I'll invite him. You can just unmute yourself if you'd like to share something. Natalie, did you want to say something? Oh.
I'll say something.
Yes.
That was unbelievably powerful and amazing, and I can't thank you enough.
Oh, Stacy, thank you.
Just helped me create so much space and feel that change was there. And I hit a brick wall today because everything with the homeschooling was so hard, and this was
Oh,
just, I felt the release and the healing and the love and the light, and it was beautiful.
yay.
So thank you.
You're so very welcome. You know what I realized just as we got to Uriel? That I was not recording. So
Oops.
I had this reaction and it was like, go, just hit record. So we're recording from now. But
And that is okay.
well, you guys, listen, it seems every time, and all of these are really powerful, but it seems like when I get the most intense messages, for some reason, something either goes wrong with the recording or I don't get it. So it must be meant just for you guys right here tonight. Unless any one of you are recording, which I don't know how you would do that, but yeah. But thank you, Stacy. Thank you for sharing that. I think that, if you just, right, like if we come together and we could take a moment to connect with these energies and receive, it just shifts everything in our lives. We feel so much better. I don't know about you, but like the whole Gaia beginning was really incredible. The water element, oh my God, I don't even know where that came from. It was intense. It was intense.
Yes, I will second what Stacy said and what you just said about the water element. I mean, that was super, super powerful. I just felt that water element immediately run through very strongly. And it's interesting because I started to like tear up too. So like the water was
Oh,
like moving through me and coming out of me at the same time. It was so, so beautiful. And like
awesome.
I said, it was such a blessing to start off with Mother Gaia. Yeah, I loved that. And I also thought it was really interesting what Raphael said about the ear problems, because that
Yeah.
totally resonated with me. I've been like experiencing a lot of ear popping and stuff, and
Yeah.
did not even relate it to like an energetic attunement. You know, it's just more of this like physical sense of like, okay, this is a human experience, which it is, but
Right.
that was really great validation for me as well. But yeah, I mean, it's always super powerful, and you're so beautiful. You're such a beautiful channel. Thank you
Oh,
so much.
thank you, Brooke. Thank you. I appreciate that. Anybody else want to share anything?
That was great. Thank you. My whole body was vibrating, and I love the energy with Raphael and the hands and the energy. I thought that, and it felt amazing. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Ryan, thanks. Yeah, I actually it was weird. It was like he was like, show me your hands. And I could see him almost coming in. Like, this is how they show me things inside of my head. So I saw him kind of come to the hand and he started doing like, I couldn't tell what the symbol was, but I could see him doing that on each hand, And then it was like, with the way they instructed it, when I was doing it, I almost felt like the swirling energy. It almost made like a cord, and then as it was pulling apart, it made like this thing around us. It just, yeah, it was pretty amazing, pretty powerful. I wished I recorded it. Let it
I
go,
want
Rita.
I wanted to make a comment about the ears.
Yeah.
I wonder if anyone else has the experience of their ears ringing at particular times when you're having a certain thought about something. I feel like I sometimes get this really sudden and intense ringing in my ear, and it usually is when I'm thinking about something particular that I'm struggling with, and I wonder sometimes if it's my spirit team giving me some kind of reassurance or some kind of communication with me,
I
because
think,
it comes and goes within like a few seconds.
yeah, I think that's what it is. I think it is you're receiving some kind of information, but it's, to us, we perceive it as a ringing in the ear. I'll be sitting there watching TV and all of a sudden it's like everything goes blank. It's almost like there's no sound, and then you get this like high pitched kind of wee, and then it goes away. So somebody told me a long time ago, when that happens, you're receiving information. So just stop what you're doing. Try to like notice what it was that you were thinking about. So it's kind of cool that you noticed it comes in when you're thinking about something. You put the two things together. Yeah, you're receiving something. I believe that. I mean, that's my take on it.
That's how I feel intuitively when it happens to me.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't feel like it's a physiological issue. I feel like because of the timing of it and just the way that sometimes it will happen when I'm in bed and there's no reason that I should have this happen.
Right.
Usually I have my deepest thoughts when I'm falling asleep or whatever, and that seems to be when it happens the most.
That's cool. You should take notes.
I got the same thing.
Yeah.
I've had ringing in my ears the past year, and within 6 months I started getting clairaudience. So it's more like my spirit guardian is sort of like working on my energetic pathways so I can receive more psychic abilities. That's what it feels like to me. That's my experience.
Absolutely. And it's important to honor what you think it is, because that's like when you're learning the language of spirit. So as things come to you, you have to learn to trust that if that's what you put together in your mind, that you think, okay, as this is happening, I'm getting either downloads of information or I'm getting opening up some more abilities. That is what's happening. And then usually they'll follow it up with giving you an opportunity to practice. they'll actually throw somebody in front of you that just happens to ask you, are you picking up anything about me? And it's funny. That's kind of what happened with me. It was like I started to get all kinds of stuff happening, and I didn't know. I had somebody come up and say, "Can you communicate with like this person who passed away?" And I'm like, "I don't know." It's like they line things up for you to try. So just notice that too. Like pay attention and see if you're starting to get opportunities come up to use those new gifts, and really go with it, work with it. It's a gift. We all have gifts and abilities, and I think that especially now, I really think that people are getting opened quicker. It's happening faster. So you got to be ready for it. Be ready to use it. All right, well, let me, I'll share with you. I just shuffled the deck for some strange reason. I don't know why we were talking, and I picked up my Oracle of Angels deck. And this card flipped out, number 38, Transformation. I think this one has come out in the past for us before, but this is definitely a time of transformation. I mean, it feels like the death of one thing and the birth of something else, which again made sense with that Alpha and Omega symbol coming in too. That we are here in this bridge time. We're here in this in-between time. It's like it's a transformative time. So I don't know how long it lasts, this in-between the end of one age and the beginning of a new one. It's not like it just happens on a given day. There's probably a couple of decades of shifting and changing that's moving us from one to the other. But we are just right now experiencing a major shift, and it's palpable. And I think that the more we work with the energies that are coming in, the better it'll be if we start getting aware of it. So let me share with you, and again, I guess we're all muted, right? Yeah. I'll share with you the message that I got from Archangel Michael when I was channeling this the other day. And again, it's pretty amazing. All right, so anyway, I asked, "Dear angels, what do you wish to share with our group?" And this is what came in. A fortress of love is going up around you now. Do you feel it? It is created from prayers and intentions. So it's almost like everybody who's ever prayed or who has set an intention to receive some kind of healing or world peace or whatever you want to call it, a fortress, they call it a fortress of love, is going up around you now. It is a remnant of past fears being brought to the forefront for healing and releasing. So there's an aspect of this fortress that is some past pain that needs to be healed, but it's wrapped in love. There is energy around you now that is like a force field. It is called truth, and it is evident in everything, everywhere. Your body does not lie to you when it tells you that you are tired. It speaks the truth. Your mind may interpret what it is saying and attempt to counter it with logic or reason or thought forms, but the body knows, And you too know in your body what is true. You feel it as your gut speaks to you when it knows and reacts. Animals have this capacity, unfiltered, instinctual, as do children. Do you remember what the great master Jesus said? Now, and just as a disclaimer, these classes are not religious, but there are different figures from different religions that sometimes will come in to these conversations. So don't get turned off if I use the word God or Lord or Jesus. So it's just making sure you understand that. Okay. Do you remember what the great master Jesus said? To enter the kingdom of heaven, you must become as little children. He did not mean helpless or uninformed. He meant pure, trusting, in awe and wonder, filled with that natural ability to perceive truth and to speak it. Now, this is where like Michael's energy, and I can feel it now, the goosebumps are coming in. The whole idea behind what's happening now is for us to shed that part of ourselves that judges truth, that judges it, right? Because a child, I have a great story. My brother Tommy, I have 6 siblings, right? So I'm the youngest of 7, big family. Growing up, I was the youngest, right? And so I didn't experience this firsthand, but my mother used to like to tell the story that when my brother Tommy was little, he was probably about maybe 4, they had to get something fixed in the house. And the repairman that came was really obese. He was a big, heavy man, right? So my mother could see my brother looking at this man, and he wanted to say something about him. He just wanted to say something. My mother knew he was going to say something, and she tried to keep him occupied and don't insult this man, right? So as the man is getting ready to leave the house, my brother Tommy squeezes his way between my mom and the door and says, "Boy, you're fat." he couldn't help himself, right? That's a child. And of course, Tommy, being 4 years old, didn't mean it to be mean. It was an observation, and he stated something. So as we grow up, we realize you can't do that. You shouldn't do that. That is a rude insult. You would never do that. What the angels are trying to teach us now is that you may observe something and you may use your own judgment as to what to do with that observation. And of course, you wouldn't just say to somebody, "Wow, you're really overweight." You wouldn't do that. That's not the kind of important truth we're talking about here. They're talking about stuff that really is almost like day-to-day, moment-to-moment opportunities for us to be authentic without the filter, but in kind, loving ways. And I don't know if there's an example that I can give you, but it almost feels like, it'd be like well, here's another example. My mother-in-law and my sister-in-law, my husband's sister and my husband's mother, are not talking to each other, right? My sister-in-law has had it with my mother-in-law. She can be really mean. So my mother-in-law keeps calling my husband and saying, why isn't she, find out why she's not talking to me. So he called, and she basically said, I just can't deal with her anymore. She's done this and this and this, and I can't deal with her anymore. So my husband's calling his mother back, and instead of, he was going to say, well, she's just really busy right now, and that's why she's not calling you back. But I was sitting at the table with him, and I said, you got to be honest. So I said, say it in a nice way. She's upset with you because of some things that have happened between you. So that was the truth. And she was able to hear that and respond to that. So from that one little, instead of being afraid to say the truth because it would invite more conversation, maybe painful conversation, it's a movement away from that little lie to avoid pain, if that makes sense. So when you find yourself in a situation where you might want to use an untruth to protect you from further discomfort, don't do it. Just fill yourself up with that energy, Archangel Michael's energy, fill yourself up with the angelic ones, and say what you need to say, because it will set you free. That's what they're trying to say. They're trying to say it's important now for us to recognize that there's no more hiding behind a little lie to save us from pain. If you need to do it, you need to get it out so that the healing can happen, because there's no healing that can happen in a lie. If you just keep glossing things over, or you keep covering things up, or you're not being 100% like really truthful, if you're still hiding behind something just so you can avoid the pain, it's going to get more and more and more and more uncomfortable, and it's no healing can happen. The minute that you are able to do it with the truth, the healing can occur, and that's what's needed right now. So I come to you today to speak truth to you, and to know that you are being surrounded with a wall of truth now that some will find difficult to understand or to deal with. But it is being put there to protect you from lies, for there is an inherent danger in lies, in giving into the thought forms that make up or pretend to go along or pretend or go along with lies in order to save ourselves from some perceived pain or humiliation. But it is time for the truth to be known and the truth to set you free. Know that as you follow the truth of your being and heart, you are confronted on all sides by demons of doubt, those who whisper in your ear to take the easy way out or to concoct a story to save you from your greatest fears. Now is not the time to hide behind that falsehood. Now is the time, and Michael, the great archangel and warrior of truth, swings his mighty sword and deals a death blow to the devil himself, and reunites people everywhere with their childlike innocence, their trust of the truth that they know and can feel. For there is nothing in the truth that can defeat you, only your fears. So again, it's again like in the beginning they reference the body. Now, when you're hungry, when your stomach's growling, your body's saying, I'm hungry, right? When you're falling asleep and you're really tired, your body's saying, I'm tired. Your mind might say, oh, you're not hungry. Or your mind might say, well, that's too bad. You got to stay up late. But your body knows. The body's always telling the truth. The body always knows the truth. And as you get comfortable with truth telling, truth living, truthful living, your body will feel it it's almost as good as getting a workout. It just feels better than the opposite of it. It feels better than making up stories. It just does. It just does. And it becomes almost like a force in itself that promotes healing, promotes growth, promotes prosperity, abundance, movement, shifting, changing with ease. It promotes all of that, okay? The truth is what drives us to become who we are. When we seek to deny or squelch the voice of truth, we live in misery and darkness. Now is the time to overcome this fear that drives us into a cowardly huddle of protest. The great gnashing of teeth and writhing in pain comes from living a lie and from believing in the falsehoods that man is an abominable creature who tears down decency and love to create filth and impoverishment. No, the earth will stand for it no longer, and neither shall we, great warriors of light. It is your duty to live your truth now and be who you are and speak truth to lies and see it for what it is in your own heart first. Rise up to meet with the pain in your own life that you lie to yourself about. So they're talking about, what are you lying to yourself about? Is there anything that you continually just shelter behind to protect yourself? Then see it in your relationships and families and friends and confront it, not to create animosity, but to be gentle and compassionate in realizing not everyone is capable yet of feeling, sensing, and knowing truth. And so they continue to seek darkness, to cower in safety of the familiar old tropes of hatred and denial of love and belonging and oneness. Now is a time to rise up and create opportunities for all to face their own demons and fears. To be confronted with our true nature can be scary, but it is a welcome relief to the soul. For in the end, after this life is over, all is truth and all is revealed for what it truly is. So this is where they're talking about, once you drop the body and you're a non-physical being, you see everything. I mean, that's one of the things that I think a lot of mediums, psychics, people who've written about life after death talk about, is this idea that you go through like a life review. you kind of see everything that happened in your life and how what you did affected others and how others affected you. But the truth is laid bare. It's just laid bare. And so they're saying, why wait until the end? You know, a lot of people, when they're approaching death, all of a sudden become very interested in the truth, right? We all of a sudden need to bare our souls or reconcile or make a statement, right? We need to own up. So this is our time. And this whole transformation period is all about moving from one way of being to another. And once you're authentic and you're living from that place of authenticity, nothing is impossible. It all becomes easy because you can clearly make choices and decisions. People understand you. You understand yourself. There's no misunderstanding, right? I mean, I'm not saying that every misunderstanding is going to be wiped away, but we are taking baby steps, people. We're taking baby steps to get to the bigger vision of this future where, yeah, people live in peace and harmony. It may be hard to imagine that right now, but that's the vision of the future. That's peace on earth. That's the ultimate goal. And we're here to do that. We're pioneers. We are the pioneers on the frontier of this whole new shift. So if that doesn't blow your mind, I don't know what does.
Rita, how can you encourage other people to speak truth and to be truthful? So if you have an authentic approach to life,
Right.
and you speak your truth, but you deal in relationships with people who can't or won't do that,
Mm-hmm.
how do you overcome that? Because you can't control their
Right.
honesty, truth, and authenticity.
Right. Yes, you can't change another person, but the only thing you can do is model it. You just model the behavior for them. By modeling the behavior and by modeling the truth yourself, you become this example, you know? And again, one of the big lessons here is not everybody's in the same place right now. You know, there are people that are literally not ready to do that. So you can't force it or impose it on somebody. You just have to learn it for yourself and keep weeding your own garden, so to speak. You keep weeding your own garden, making sure you're as truthful and authentic and honest as you can be. And again, in a way that is not confrontational, not meant to hurt somebody, but in a way that's empathetic and compassionate and loving and kind. So it has to happen here first. You know, that's the best way I can say it. It has to happen at home first. And if you do have people in a relationship that doesn't work, you can ask for the truth. You know, I'd like you to be honest with me. I'm not gonna get upset. Just tell me the truth. And if they still can't, then you can look at them with compassionate eyes and go, all right, he's still dealing with something. It's still scary to him to come out with this truth. He still can't do it yet. So I'm not going to put pressure on him. I'll take it for what it is, and I'll know my own truth, you know. But it's difficult. I know this is a difficult teaching, but it's something that's really powerful right now. It's happening. It's live. It's actually happening right now. We're experiencing it. There is one thing I wanted to share with you guys too. I have this oracle deck. It's called the Crystal Mandala Oracle. And so today, as I was pulling cards for myself, the one that came out was really interesting. And I have a picture of it here. Let me pull it up for you because I want to do this little prayer. Oh, wait. I have to do a screen share. Let me do the share screen. Hold on. There it is. Share. And we'll do slideshow. So this is an image of the picture, and then I surrounded it on either side with Archangel Michael. This message, and I don't know who Angel Uziel is, but there's a reference in this to Archangel Uriel also. This message, I just have to read this to you. We bring you the gift of heavenly mercy. As you grow spiritually, your energy field becomes more substantial. Your thoughts and actions carry more karmic weight in the world. So think about that in terms of what we just learned. We are growing. We're stretching and expanding, right? Your thoughts and actions carry more karmic weight in the world because your energy field is becoming more and more substantial. We're light workers, okay? Everybody in this room is somebody who's working on behalf of the light. As your power increases, your ability to do good increases too. Your positive words can have a potent effect on others. So too can the very human moments where you may be having an off day and unintentionally respond to another in a way that is not unconditionally loving. We do not want you to be afraid of becoming powerful. We know that most often you are going to make a positive contribution with your power. We also know that sometimes you will wish you could, quote, undo a choice you have made and its effect. To help you, we offer our karmic protection, where the destructive impact of your actions is softened and the positive effect of your actions is enhanced. As you grow in power and impact, our gift of heavenly mercy will surround you, aligning your actions with divine will and blessing you and all affected by you with divine compassion. So this is almost like, and again, I think it came in today for this class because this is an acknowledgement that we are growing stronger, more powerful. The more tuned in you get, the more you realize your words. And I mean, who among us hasn't just been manifesting like crazy, right? So we know this is true. We know that our powers is growing stronger because we're getting our vibe is raising higher. Our consciousness level is going up. So therefore we are more powerful. But there are times when, we could mess up. We could have an off day. So this divine mercy is almost like a buffer. It's a buffer to kind of like control some of the stuff that we do that we're not too proud of or happy, and then enhance the other stuff that we're doing that's really good. And this is how I perceive actually the guides, angels, and the energetic presences that come in to work with us, the ascended masters. I perceive them as having that role to play where we are the actors on the stage. They are on the sidelines giving us help. So in order for us to grow, we have to make mistakes. We're going to be making mistakes. They don't want the mistakes to make us afraid. And that's, again, why the truth stuff is so important, is because by really being brave enough to kind of be honest, how many times, we've been in situations where it's either a job you hate, you don't want to be in, a relationship that's going nowhere, you're not sure what to do, but you don't want to hurt their feelings. And there's all this stuff wrapped up in our day-to-day lives that is just chock full of these opportunities to just slowly, little by little, like an onion or an artichoke, just pull these things off that are not true, so that what you reveal is the heart of the matter. And then that can be dealt with compassion and with love and with a sense of mutual respect, So we're being asked to mature kind of quickly in this moment. And this mandala has a prayer attached to it that I thought would be really cool for us to do. So here you go. To integrate this guidance, you may like to say this invocation now. And we'll just finish this up this way. I'll do the invocation, and then I will invite you to say these words out loud with me that follow. To integrate this guidance, so just look at the mandala on your screen. I call upon the crystal angel of smoky quartz and angel Uziel, who love me unconditionally. I also invoke the divine presence of Archangel Uriel. Thank you for the divine healing gift of heavenly mercy. May divine grace protect and cherish all beings, so the flow of spiritual light into creation is a constructive, loving, and soul-enhancing experience. May all beings be attracted to love and receive its healing grace through the intelligent compassion of divine mercy. May divine power flow through me, tempered by heavenly mercy, that I may do all I can to serve the plan of love unfolding now. Through divine compassion and my own free will, so be it. Now, Here's what I think we can say. Okay, I'm going to say this out loud, and this will be as if we're all saying it. Take a nice deep breath. Okay. I ask for karmic absolution and heavenly mercy now through all levels of my entire being. I ask for forgiveness, and I forgive myself for any lack of skill as I am learning to express power with effectiveness, awareness, and compassion. I am so grateful for the power with which I am blessed and so open to be shown by unconditional love the best ways in which it can be used to serve the divine plan unfolding. The divine teaches me with compassion how safe it is for me to be powerful. Through divine grace and unconditional love, so be it. Now, this is what I'd like you to repeat after me. May divine love bring the soothing protection of heavenly mercy to all beings, according to divine compassion, so be it. I love that. Heavenly mercy and divine power emanate throughout my entire being as a perfect, compassionate expression of unconditional love. Boom. it's like, oh man, I don't know. I feel like this is a time that's really unique. It's really unique. And we've been building towards it, you know? We've been building towards this for a long time. Does anybody have anything they want to share or add or say before we just wrap up? It's a lot to think about. It really is. All right, then let's close out just by let's close our eyes and let's envision that we are standing in a circle and we're holding each other's hands. And we can feel the warmth of each other's hands in our hands. And just nod your head down, bow your head. I want to thank all of the angels and beings of a high vibration who were here tonight. I want to acknowledge and thank especially Archangel Michael and Archangel Uriel, and especially Lady Gaia. Beautiful, beautiful Gaia. The water element. Please continue to teach us how to evolve into the divine beings we know we are at our core. Please continue to hold us in your light, protect us, surround us, and bless us as we surround and protect and bless each other. And in gratitude and love, we thank you. Take a deep breath. Chant Om. Om. Namaste. Blessings and love to you all. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Rita.
Thank you, guys.
Great to see you.
It was good to see you too. We'll be back again next month. And in fact, Crystal Perez and I are going to be doing a full moon thing next Thursday.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a full moon clear and release. I'm going to bring out the tarot cards because I'm learning tarot. And she's going to do something called an aura reading that's supposed to release. I'm really looking forward to it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
there's information out there on my website, IamADivineBeing.com. I think it's somewhere out there.
Okay.
Thank you, guys. You're
Great.
such a
Bye.
blessing to me. I really appreciate you being here.
I
We
appreciate
appreciate you.
you.
Yeah.
Love
I love you guys. Be safe.
Bye, everyone.
All right.
You all.
Bye.